All right, everyone. So welcome back in the second session of academic writing. And in the previous session, we were discussing. I gave you some examples that I showed you some examples of the academic writing and non-academic writing, and you were asked to identify that out of two choices, which one is more academic, and you did it so well. Thank you so much for your active participation. And now let's move on to this. I think we have done this. Okay, and the last session we were discussing the questions which are and the question statement which are given to you in the examination or in the IELTS exam, in the TOEFL exam. You are given the question and problem statement, and on which you have to write. You have to take one side. So we will further be discussing in when we will study the structure of an essay writing that has three parts, which Mavish you rightly said in the beginning that an essay has three parts. We write an essay and we divide it into three parts: introduction, body, and conclusion. But it's not as simple as we usually think. How to write an introduction is again a skill, all right? So we will be definitely exploring all those ideas of writing introduction, writing what to write in the body of an essay, and how to write a conclusion. So I will be sharing with you few more things in details when we will come to discussing and when we will come to learning about essay structure. All right. Right now, we are trying to focus more on understanding the academic writing. So, with the help of all those examples I showed you in the previous session, let's come to defining what is academic writing. Okay. So here it is now, because I first showed you the examples. I asked you to read the examples, use your own pre knowledge that you already had in your mind, all right, or if you even didn't have, by reading the sentences, you were able to guess and identify that which one is academic and which one is non-academic, and mostly you were correct. Okay. So what is academic writing? If we come to defining academic writing, you can see on my screen that academic writing is, it involves using formal vocabulary and more complex grammar. All right. So definitely you see that sometimes what happens that the spoken language and written language, they are two different things. When we are speaking, we speak very informally. We use certain words and structures and grammar that is not very standard, that is not very advanced. But when it comes to writing, we try to write sentences properly. We try to write grammar properly. We try to use the language and vocabulary which is formal, which is standard, which is advanced. And especially when you are writing for, when you are writing for academic purposes, when you are writing for writing essays for the submission at the university in your examination, then you will have to be using more formal language than your day-to-day communication. So there is also a difference in written and spoken language and spoken English. Second thing, using the work of others as evidence to support the writer's point of view. Yes. So you see that if you are given a topic to write an essay on, what will you do? You will write an essay based on your observation and your understanding, and you will write. This is fine. But academic writing also requires, and it is good to mention, some researches, some studies that have, that have been done by other writers, other researchers on the same topic to provide the evidence of what is your point of view, like what you are trying to say. For example, that if I give you a topic to write on the merits and demerits of merits of science and technology. So you will definitely have to be at one side. You can't be both the sides. Okay, you have to take one side. And when you say that science and technology, have revolutionized the world. Okay, or just take the topic that science and technology has made the men more insensitive. If this is the topic, science and technology has made men, people more insensitive. All right. So tell me, when you are writing an essay, which side will you take, or you will write on both the sides? This is my question. Would you please like to unmute yourself and tell me, if I give you a topic to write that science and technology and scientific advancement and technological advancement has made human beings more insensitive. This is the topic to write on. So, what do you think? what will be your key points in it when you are writing? Will you write, will you take one side or will you write on both the aspects? I would like to hear from you. I'm waiting. Okay. Will you please write in the chat box or unmute yourself? I would like to hear from you.
Both sides, ma'am.
You will write on both sides. Okay. Thank you, Mavish, for your response. Why? Why will you do that? I mean, what is your
Because
general opinion? Yeah.
I want to make it more detailed.
Okay, because you want to make it more detailed. All right. Muzammil is saying, ma'am, I would write both sides. Yes. Okay. All right. I think many of you think that, you will be writing on both sides, that, science and technology, or the scientific advancement and technological advancement has made human beings or people more insensitive. So if this is the topic and this is the question, this is the problem, this is the statement of writing an essay. All right. So you are saying that you will write on both sides. Here comes the technical, and here you need to understand the technicality. All right. That is why I said that it is very important to understand what the academic writing is and how to write academic essays. All right. So before I say that whether writing on both sides is, right or not, I'm skipping this right now. All right. I'll tell you later that can you write when, on taking both sides, or just you have to choose one side to write on whatever the topic that has come to your paper, you are required to produce an essay on. Okay. Now, responding to a question that includes a specific requirement. So, in last example, we already, in the last example, where the question was, should teachers allow students to bring cell phones? Right? Yes or no? So, if even this question I'm giving you, and this is the statement to write an essay on, so you will you be writing on both sides, yes or no, or you will take one side?
One side.
You will take one side. Okay. Fine. So we are just reserving this question. I'll come to this when we'll be doing the introduction of the essay writing. Okay. That how to write introduction when you are writing an essay.
Okay, ma'am.
Now, okay. So when you are writing an essay or academic writing, in great academic writing, the writer's ideas are all clearly connected. Okay. In the beginning, I asked you one question, that if I say and if I ask you, and I give you a topic to write on, just right now, will you be able to write on it? And some of you said that yes, we can write. There is no doubt in it that you can write. But do you think that there are some prerequisites? There is some preparations which is required to write an essay or any academic writing that you are required to produce? Okay. So definitely some preparation is very important. Your ideas may not be well connected if they are not well thought, if they are not well planned, if you haven't worked on it before. All right. So you see that if you are going to present three different ideas in your essay, so you have to write them very clearly and you have to connect them. Coherency is very important. Clarity is very important in whatever you are writing. Why? Why is it important? Because you are not writing it for yourself. You are not writing a diary or a personal diary that is for you. Only you can read it. Okay. When you are writing something, you are writing it for the readers. So you have to think that whatever you are writing, is it well written so that the reader can comprehend, the reader can connect, the reader can relate, and the reader can be convinced at the end of the day, and at the end of your essay, that what was your point of view, what you were actually trying to convey to the readers. You are getting my point? All right. So another important thing is that the academic writing. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, Irham. Thank you so much for your endorsement. All right. So because when you are writing in the chat box or when you speak, I feel glad that they have an interactive session. Okay. So we have already talked about that. Academic writing requires or it includes formal and unbiased language. It should be clear and precise. It should be focused and well structured. Okay. Let's go to the next slide. Now, writing clearly means, what does it mean? Like when we say writing clearly. So making clear connections between the ideas in our writing is important because we want the reader to be able to focus on the ideas without getting distracted or confused. A good writing is like flowing water. When you're writing, the reader is so well connected and he's reading in a flow. All right. When you Sometimes what happens that when you just pick a magazine or something or anything that you are reading and like line by line and after some time after reading some parts of the writing, what happens that you get perplexed, you get intrigued that, oh my god, what is this? I don't understand what was the point before and what is this point and how it is not getting connected. That in the first paragraph you are presenting an idea that in the second paragraph is not connected at all right. So what will happen? The reader will get disconnected. The reader will be distracted, will not be understand actually what you are trying to say. So the good writing has a flow that the reader is reading in one flow without getting disturbed, without getting distracted. Your ideas and your thoughts are so well knitted. Okay. Uh, okay. To create clear connections in our writing, it is important. All right. What is important to make to have the great connection of your ideas? For that, it's very important that you write with your clear purpose in mind. Purpose of writing. All right. And then who will be your readers? For example, if you are writing an essay for your exam and you know that the examiner, you have to keep your examiner in your mind, that what you are writing that should be understandable and comprehensive for the examiner. All right. And as well as what is the purpose of writing? What is the question? What is the topic of the essay that has been given to you to write on? So, to write with a clear purpose in mind, next, plan before writing. Okay, you should not start directly. You should always note down your points and brainstorm the ideas. Have some key terms. First of all, you need to know the key term in your topic, in your essay topic, all right, and then have some associated vocabulary related to it. So if you have the word bank, that will help you to put down your thoughts on the paper, then only you will be able to write in sentences. So first of all, you should have a good vocabulary bank, and this is only possible when you are doing some preparations, when you are planning it. Identify and follow patterns used by good writers. Yes, reading provides the foundation of writing. All right, you see that the more you listen, the better you speak, and the more you read, the better you write. Okay, so reading and writing go hand in hand. If you, for example, if you want to know that how to write a persuasive essay or an argumentative essay or a descriptive essay, read read some good essays, some good descriptive essays written by other writers available. There are hundreds and thousands of them. The examples are available on internet. Read first. So reading provides you the idea. Reading provides you the foundation of writing. Now, what is identifying the purpose of writing? How to identify what is the purpose of writing? When I say purpose of writing, it means that what kind of essay you have been asked to produce. There are 2-3 examples I want to give you, and then I'll come to it that when we talk about academic writing, what I will be expecting from you to write on, in the examination. So the importance of purpose. The purpose of a piece of writing is the writer's reason of writing. I mean, why are you writing? What is the reason that you are writing? And what is the purpose? What is the kind of an essay? What is the kind of the composition that you are going to create? The importance of purpose helps the writer. The purpose helps the writer to decide what vocabulary, grammar, and organization to use in a piece of writing. It's very clear example. Your goal should be clear. Your purpose should be clear. That whether you are writing a descriptive essay, you are writing a recipe, or you're writing what? You're telling the process, or good writing starts with a clear purpose of writing. Now, uh, what is the purpose? This is a paragraph. This is a small paragraph or a composition that is here. Can you tell me what is the purpose? Who would like to read it? We have how many participants? All right. Palak or Hassan Ali, would you like to unmute yourself and read? Or Babar or anyone of you? I would like you to read it, please. We are now here to identify the purpose of writing. Hassan, can you listen to me?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Hello?
Yes, 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 yes. Yes, Maila,
Okay,
please read. Thank you so much. Please read.
I'm reading it. What is the purpose? Chicago is a beautiful city. Its
Mhm.
architecture is world famous, and its
Okay. I can't hear you.
shores of Lake Michigan,
Mhm, mhm.
which gives it a lot of natural beauty too. If I had to describe Chicago in one word, it would be unforgettable.
Unforgettable. All right. Thank you so much, Naila. Thank you. All right. Now, can you tell me what is the purpose? What is the purpose? If this type of writing, that you can see on the screen, it is about the city,
Why
it
do
is
we do
the
it?
state. Sorry, what is the purpose of writing? This,
Why are we doing this?
why are we doing this? I mean, you are asking me or you are telling me?
No, I'm telling you the purpose. I think this is the purpose. You want to convey your message and
Mm-hmm.
why.
Okay,
You
convey
should
your
have a
message.
why.
All right, you should have a why. What is the purpose? You should have a why. That why are you writing this? So, what kind of writing is this? I mean, when you see this is the paragraph, this is a short composition in front of you. Can you tell me the type or the kind of the writing? The kind, and here we are talking about the kind of the writing, and the purpose actually defines the kind of the writing. Okay, all right. I think the purpose is to glorifying the beauty of Chicago City. Okay. What if I ask you to write about Karachi City? What if I ask you to write about New York? What if I ask you to write about Venice in Italy? All right. So let's see. Uh, Description. What we are doing actually, we are describing. You're getting this? Naila, is it clear now?
Yes, ma'am. My internet connection is like
Uh,
not.
okay, I understand. I understand. Okay. So all of you,
I'm missing some things.
all right. So, do you think we write the descriptive essays? You know, the one kind of writing an essay is descriptive essays, and it is in your course outline. So, you see, today I'm going to WhatsApp you the course outline so that all of you can just see and go through it what your course outline is. So, different kinds of writing. We have different kinds of writings, and again, we have different kinds of essay writings. So, this is the description that we are describing. If I ask you to describe a picture or ask you to describe a city, ask you to describe a book. These are very, very, you can say very basic and primary level things, but we need to understand that we do describe the things, okay? For example, that last year you visited Islamabad or you visited, New York or you went to the United States. Okay, now I'm asking you to describe the places, all right? So this type of writing is descriptive writing, description. Now the next is okay. All right. This is very nice. Okay. Who would like to read it? All right. I'm not sure that, Irza, if you are here or Muzammil.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. All right. So can you please read this? What is the purpose? And then the whole
Yeah.
text which is in
o-
front of you. Yeah. Can you please
Okay,
read?
ma'am.
Yeah.
Uh, to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, do the following.
Mm-hmm.
First, get two pieces of bread, a jar of peanut butter, and a jar of jelly.
Mm-hmm.
Second, with a knife, take some peanut butter and spread it on one piece of bread. Then take some jelly and spread it on the other piece of bread. Finally, put the two pieces of bread together and enjoy.
Okay. Thank you so much. Who was this, Ahsan? It was you or Muzammil?
Ma'am, it was me, Muzammil.
Muzammil. Thank you so much, Muzammil. And I really like when you participate because it gives me a feeling as if I'm in I'm taking your classes in person. All right. Thank you so much. Now, can you tell me what is the purpose of this writing? Is it descriptive? The last one was descriptive. Okay. What do you think? What kind of writing is this? Okay. I have started explaining the process. It's an as. Ma'am, it is a recipe. Yeah, it is a recipe. Exactly. So what do we do in, like when we are telling the recipes, what do we do? Or when you are writing the recipes, what do we do? Explaining the process. Irza Naz has said explaining the process. Irza, clapping for you. This is amazing. You know, uh, this you are right. You are right. This is explaining a process. What we are doing, we are explaining a process. So this type of writing is explaining the process. Okay. Third one is, can you think of any other purpose or reason for writing? Okay. Now we have then to write. Look at this. These are three purposes: description, explaining a process, and persuasion. Can you please tell me what is the meaning of the word persuasion or persuasive essay writing? We have descriptive essays, we have narrative essays, we have expository essays, and we have persuasive essay writing, argumentative essay writing. Can you tell me what is the meaning of persuasion?
When you want someone to understand your point of view,
Or when you want someone to understand your point of view? Okay.
or like you want them, yeah, pursue, you pursue them. It's like that,
Mm,
the word.
exactly.
It explains it.
Okay. Naila, right, correct. Thank you so much. The act of persuading, when you are trying to persuade others, with the help of the examples and presenting your well-knitted arguments on a on your point of view. All right, when you are trying to convince someone on what your point of view is, so that is persuasion. All right. For example, persuasive topics would be like, should students be allowed to wear uniforms in school? Should students be allowed to bring cell phones in school? All right. So when I'm giving you this topic to write on, you are writing that no, students shouldn't be allowed to bring cell phones in school. If this is your stance, if this is your take on it, that you are writing against the motion, you are writing against it, all right? That you are saying that no, students shouldn't be allowed. So only this will not be enough that you are saying no, they shouldn't be allowed. What will you do? You will be presenting your very, very strong arguments to prove your point, to prove your claim, all right? So that at the end of the day, at the end of your essay, the reader is convinced on what you have been trying to say. So that is called persuasion, all right? Okay. These are three definitions. Can you tell me that which one goes with description? There are three. Achha, by the way, this is matching the column exercise. So now I need your input. I would like you to please share that description. Okay. So what do you think? Which definition goes with description? To give instructions. All right. Number three. All right. Irzanaz is saying number three means to illustrate something or someone using words to create a picture with words. All right. To create a picture with words, it means that you are writing in such a way that the reader can create an image of what you are trying to say. If you visited any places or a garden or a city or the beach or whatever, now you are coming back and telling and writing that how was the place, how was the ambience, how was the weather, and you are writing in such a way that the reader is able to make an image, to form an image in his mind. And the better you write, the better you explain and describe, okay, the better image will the reader will be able to form formulate in his mind. Thank you so much. What do you think? Explanation in process. Which definition goes with explanation in process?
Ma'am, one,
Number
to
one.
give instruction.
Uh-huh. To give
Yes.
instructions
And
on
how to do something.
how to do something. To help
How
someone
to do
do
something.
something.
To help.
Okay. Yes. Thank you so much. And what do you think? Persuasion. Which definition goes with persuasion?
Number two.
Number two, to state an opinion and give reasons and examples to support this opinion. All right. So let's see how correct your answers are. Okay. Very good. All right. So you see the description goes with third, explanation goes with one, and persuasion is number two, and in the middle one. Persuasion means that you are writing your opinion and you are stating your opinion with the help of strong reasons and examples to support your claim, to support your point of view, that whichever side you have taken, you are presenting very strong arguments to prove your point. Thank you. Activity idea, identifying purpose. Decide what purpose each sentence exemplifies. Okay, now this is very interesting. All right. My cell phone is black and it has a camera. It was made by Sony. What is this purpose? Description, persuasion, or explanation? The first one.
Descriptive.
This is descriptive. Thank you so much. I will check this in the next slide. All right, number two. To send a text message from your cell phone, first you need to type the message. This is description,
Persuasion.
explanation,
Persuasion, ma'am. Second.
persuasion. Teachers should allow cell phones in the classroom. This is
Ma'am, second is explain the process, I think.
second is explain the process, and third one is
Persuasion, I think.
okay. A third one is persuasion.
Yeah, there is should, so maybe like it can be
Yes,
persuasive.
persuasion, because you know teachers should allow cell phones in the classroom. It is your opinion. It is your opinion. All right. And look at this. Yes. Why description? Because it talks about the color and features of the phone. All right. The physical features. To send a text message. So this is explanation of a process. It uses the word first. So there are preferably other steps. Probably, sorry, there are probably other steps as well. You know, there are reasons as well. Number three, persuasion. It shares an opinion. Not everyone thinks this is a good idea. I mean, this is your opinion. Maybe I can write teachers shouldn't allow cell phones in the classroom. Maybe my point of view is this. So it is my opinion. I will write on it. All right. So in persuasion, it's more of the personal opinion of the writer. All right. But how good it is, it depends on how good your writing is, how good your piece of writing is that you are producing. Okay, the purpose of a question. You know, in academic writing, you will be given a essay statement or a question, all right? So an academic writing assignment starts with a question, and the question has a problem. The question usually has a specific spatial requirement. By analyzing the question, we should be able to identify the purpose of writing. Okay, so the question essay topic will tell you that whether what is the purpose, whether the purpose is description, the purpose is explanation, or the purpose is persuasion. What kind of writing will the answer to this question be? If you are given this question in your exam, should teachers allow students to use cell phone and other digital devices in the classroom? Why or why not? Give two reasons to support your opinion. What kind of writing is this? What is the purpose of this essay writing or this statement? Any ideas? All right. Yes.
It's a kind of thing.
Okay. Hint, think about the different kinds of purpose from the last activity. Okay, we had three purposes: description, explanation, and persuasion. So this is based on opinion, the
Ma'am,
question is. So this is persuasion. Should teachers allow cell phones in class? Yes, they should. Because? No, they should not. Because. All right. So whenever you are giving a reason, you will have to prove your point of view with the help of examples. Why? Now, when you are saying yes or no, why? Okay. So brainstorm the ideas. Okay. I'm just trying to. We have 5 minutes to go, ending this session. And acha, let me know. Let me pause the recording. I want to ask you something. So, brainstorming, as I told you, is a term we use to describe a discussion that tries to produce a lot of ideas that are connected to a particular topic. So, brainstorming the ideas very important. Remember, in the first session, we started with brainstorming. I asked you write whatever comes in your mind related to the word writing, and then you wrote. In the link that was the link that was provided to you, because we were doing brainstorming online. Usually we do like when we are in the classroom. So I could write on the board when you are sharing your views and everything. But right now we are online. So I shared online, portals, and I shared online places for you to put up your, ideas on it. Okay. Now we have, then yes, if the topic is like there are lots of ways to brainstorm for the ideas. In the persuasive writing, the best is to create a list for pros and cons about the topic. All right, like pros and cons means what is a good thing and what is a bad thing, or the advantages and disadvantages. So let's do it very quickly. Should teachers allow cell phones and other digital devices in the classroom? If I ask you to tell me any one point in the favor, can you please tell me one point in favor of yes, teachers should allow? Why? Because can you tell me one advantage of bringing or allowing cell phones, allowing a
So
student?
it is a, because it is the need of the hour, and you will learn a lot in the classroom if someone tells you a website and you can all like brainstorm it and get the idea of it and learn more things. Then I think cell phone is really necessary for the classrooms.
All right, good. Okay. Now, can any one of you tell me the disadvantage that no, teachers shouldn't allow cell phones and digital devices? One point in favor,
no,
Anaila has said. One point against. Yes.
no, ma'am.
You don't have any point to tell me that, you know,
Yes,
uh, yeah.
point. I have a point to tell.
Yeah, please tell me.
That's the point is we can be distracted easily
Yes.
using phones in our classroom. So
Excellent.
teachers should not allow this.
Excellent. Now, I'm showing you this, okay, because we have only less minute to end the session, only 1 minute, less than 1 minute to end the session. So I don't want to end it abruptly. This is, okay, you see that you have written 3 points, three reasons. They give students access to more information. They can be distracting your point, Mahvish, thank you so much. They have helpful features like dictionary. They can be used to cheat on tests and exams. They allow parents to contact their children. This is the third point. And they can create bad feelings between students who have a phone and those who do not have. So you see that when you are